There were a couple of things which were different, which the street was very disappointed about in the last year or so. One was they couldn't see an end to the spending spree by Google. So, I mean, just to put it into context, last year the operating cash flows were 50 billion. Spent half of that in capex, buying facilities and whatnot. This year it seems more modest in the sense that there's a $25 billion buyback program. So basically, and the capex is going to moderate. So those two things were severely liked by the street. And the other thing was that the street had become manically depressive after the last quarter's deceleration. And everybody was kind of pointing out to the straight line down, saying it will decelerate further. And they're surprised. And they beat the top line by $1 billion plus. So those two things are really
now, I don't want to use the word cagey, but Alphabet tend to be, or to keep their numbers a little bit closer to their chest when it comes to their individual businesses. But one thing that really struck out yesterday is they talked specifically about their cloud business and that they're annualizing revenue rate of over $8 billion. In your esteem, is that a number that is higher than what the market was hoping for in that particular business?
Oh, definitely, definitely. So 5 quarters back is when, well, and like you said, they tend to give information in bits and pieces when they choose to. So 5 quarters back, they showed the cloud revenues were about 4 billion. So now in 5 quarters, it is kind of almost doubled at 8 billion. Everybody on the street was expecting around 7 to 7.5.
Elizabeth Schultz is with us as well. Why don't you come in for a couple?
I think one of the interesting points here is that we got both the Amazon and Alphabet earnings on the same night, and cloud is such an important picture for both of them. AWS has been the leader in the cloud infrastructure market with more than 30% of market share, and it looks like with this number, Google is closing in. Now, we also saw very strong growth from Microsoft last quarter, so the question is, how closely are these companies getting? And it really will have a big impact on their bottom line, I expect, given the margins in these cloud businesses.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, I mean, Google was kind of neglected as a distant third runner, and part of the reason is also the sort of marketing ethos of Google. So if you look at the number of employees at Google and how it has grown, Google would never invest in a huge sales force to sort of win enterprise customers. They always invest in products. I think they're really good. They can build good products, and when you build, they come. Versus Amazon, which has built a huge enterprise sales force, and as you can see, the top line.
Sorry, you see the top line?
$30 billion now. Yeah.
Look, I'm in this wonderful position where I can say what I like, but not buy or sell stocks. I'm not giving any advice on buying or sell stocks. You have, and yet I've looked at the analyst recommendations. I've aggregated them all for Amazon and Alphabet. So there's a total of 91 recommendations I can find on my system as well. Of those, one seller. One seller out of 91 recommendations. There's 5 holders, the rest are buyers. So we're talking 85 to 1 is the ratio buyers to sellers as well. How do people value these stocks at the moment? We know they're great companies. We got that bit. We know they're great companies. How do you value them at the moment, though, when you've got 85 to 1 as your ratio at the moment for buyers to sellers in terms of the analysts?
Right, true. I mean, look, the overall ratings may be buy, and rightly so, because if you have companies with north of $100 billion top line, growing 20%, that's like adding $10 billion to $20 billion every single year. That's the size of like a new large startup. So it's hard to ignore that and say it's not a buy. But that said, the different shades of buys on the same analyst rating. So if you talk to them privately, some of them would tell you a different story on Google in terms of their outlook of the growth.
I don't care what they privately tell me, Amit. I mean, I don't care when there's sneaky little lovely meetings over lunch that they might try and tell other people, oh, we like it, but we've got to put it by. Yeah. But if I don't overtly say I'm not a buyer to my viewers, to the world, then why do I care what they say on the quiet?
That's true. I mean, it's hard to, they look secular winners, so hard to say not buys. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.